I say, dear Engels, this ideology is developing along quite nicely. Ooh, yes indeed. We spent so much time working on it, it'll sure to crush capitalism. What could possibly go wrong with it? Even though communism had existed for quite a long time, communism, along with the word itself, was founded by Victor Dupay. In 1777, he made a book called Project for a Philosophical Community that can be seen as communism's backbone. Although there's been a few historical groups since Dupay that could be considered communist, it wouldn't be until the 1840s when a man named Karl Marx started developing these ideas into what became modern communism. Marx's ideas became widely known, yet controversial, and thus attracted the attention from Germany's government.
Enemy troops at our position. Formation. Don't let them get through.
After fleeing Germany, he published books containing his theories that make up Marxism. What is Marxism? Well, basically, the idea stems from this. Imagine if you were a low-class worker, and you work for the higher-class guy that owns everything. With all the work that you're doing, the upper class can easily keep the benefits of all your hard work to themselves, and you get none of the benefits of your own work. This is what Marx saw as a glaring problem in a class-based political system, and opted to change it. Enter Marxism, Marx's solution to the problem. Basically, after eliminating social classes, we can share work so that an upper class person doesn't get all the benefits, but instead you get all the benefits, and so does everybody. Everyone shares their work, and everyone benefits from it. Marx was mostly supported by his friend, Friedrich Engels. Engels and Marx shared similar political views and both worked together on the Communist Manifesto, which is one of the most influential political pamphlets in history. Marx died on March 14, 1883, with only about 9 to 11 people attending his funeral. On February 1917, a revolution in Russia caused its current leader, Tsar Nicholas II, to lose power. Why? Because Russia's government at the time sucked.
I'm the Tsar!
No, you're not.
Ow,
Russia threw
ow,
Nicholas
ow,
II out of
ow,
power after a
ow,
couple of
ow.
revolutions, and a political party studying in Marxist thought took over. This party is known as the Bolsheviks, and it was led by Vladimir Lenin. After Lenin died sometime in 1924, there were a bunch of politicals struggling for power. At the end of the day, Joseph Stalin was the one who came into power. As the new dictator, he ran the government spreading paranoia, using his power for terrible purposes. He put the Great Purge into action, which meant getting rid of all his political opponents that could have taken his power away. With him in absolute power, he affected the living conditions of the people living in Russia. For example, everyone was being monitored, such as the phones being wiretapped. And the living conditions kept getting worse and worse and worse. Stalin maintained his place of power until his death in 1953. Since then, there had been many Soviet leaders that attempted to undo what Stalin had done and improve the lives of the citizens. However, there was one leader that ended the Soviet Union. That leader was Mikhail Gorbachev. When he came into power in 1985, he led the downfall of the Soviet Union. This is because he knew there should be a significant reform in the economy, leading improved relations to that of the Western countries and made trades easier. This was the end of communism in Russia. Russia wasn't the only place that was ran with communism in its history. For example, China was ran under communism for a long time, the most notable communist leader being Mao Zedong. The reason why China turned to communism is because they wanted to prevent businessmen from Japan taking over their economy. Simply put, they didn't win. No one wins with communism.